All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol SNDL, Sundial Growers Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, as we jump into this chart, I want to just announce something real quick. And I launched my website this week. For all of you guys that have joined, I want to say thank you guys for joining, but I look forward to building a community where we can all learn and grow together and maximize profits, minimize losses, and also sharpen our knowledge and understanding of finances and investing. And there's also an area for those that want to learn more than just about stocks. So there's going to be stock picks, weekly picks, monthly picks, daily runners as they indicate and show momentum, and all types of different things. So I have a little intro video so you guys know what it's about. And then here we have our forum. And in the forum, you can actually see the different locations where we can enter. And you can actually go to Gathering of Investors. This is where I want every single member of the community to come on in and share their knowledge and experiences. And I want this place to be a place where we fill it with news that is valuable to investors that aren't aware, and sharpen each other, right? Like iron sharpens iron, and we all grow and learn together here. That's what it's all about. So for those of you that want to be part of a community where we're all going to learn and grow, you're more than welcome to check this out. And you do have the member options. Obviously, there's two options. One is for those that want to learn about more areas of investing and finance than just stocks and have access to everything about stocks as well. And then for those of you that are just looking for information in stocks and being part of the community. When you divide these numbers by 30, which is 30 days in a month, this is a monthly amount. You can see how much the cost is built in. And if you really think about it, you're going to receive a lot more information than what it's going to cost you per day. But like I always say, this is optional. This is for those of you that want to continue supporting the channel in other ways and also receive more than just looking at charts. So I look forward to building a community of investors, and in that community, we're all here to help each other learn and grow. That's the main purpose. That's the main goal. And then our portfolios will grow with that intention. But let's jump into Sundial here. So Sundial Growers Inc. has actually been in some sideways movement. I've talked about it yesterday that it's going to be in a tug of war. It just broke through the 50-day moving average. It kind of got close to breaking through it today, and it leveled itself back off up here above the 50-day moving average. Now, when you look at this chart, it's showing consolidation. This is pretty decent and slightly well, right? This is awesome. So I want us to look at some important indicators here based off the chart. We have our highest point up here, and that's close to 95 cents. This needs to be broken through by the bulls to see plus $1, right? Because that's what a lot of people are indicating and stating, that this is what it's going to become. It's going to go over $1 plus, and those are all reasonable if the bulls come in and stay hefty and strong. And then also, a lot of people are waiting for the decriminalization bill to be passed. I think that's still in the works, and there's still that little level of uncertainty. But if there's a new administration, that administration is a little bit more inclined to that, according to what people's research says. So a lot of this has to do with hope and speculation. Then also the news in Mexico. All those things are tying up to a nicer outlook or attracting investors to this sector overall, not just this stock, everything in this same sector. Now, this stock is one of the penny stocks that was, I wouldn't say the most affordable or the cheapest, but it was the one with the lowest price. And it had the biggest risk. And by having the biggest risk, it was going to have the biggest reward. And here we are. I mean, a lot of investors are really happy with their outcome so far. A lot of people are still holding. So I look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below. Did you guys get out and re-enter? Have you been swing trading this, day trading this? How you've been playing this one out? I look forward to seeing what you guys say down below. And also your feedback on the website. I would really appreciate that. Or you can give feedback once you become a member in the forum section of the Gathering of Investors. But I look forward to seeing all of that on what you guys think here on Sundial. So the 50-day moving average is 75.40. I want every single investor to be aware of that. It is a very important number. I can't land exactly on it, but to be exact, it's 75.40. As long as we're above it, we're in bullish territory. The moment we're below it, we're in bearish territory. So I talked about the highest point up here. I want to talk about the lowest point. And the lowest point here is 58.31. If that gets broken through, this could be on its way down to newer lows and getting deeper into bearish territory, which we don't have to worry about that just yet. But you want to know the lowest side of the spectrum and the highest side since this sideways movement, because we're seeing here a tug of war. It's looking like a consolidation. It's kind of hanging out in the same channel, sideways movement. But this can either just go in this direction or it could actually go in this direction. Right now, it's looking like this, pretty steady and sideways movement. So it's holding itself up. The bears are trying to tear this down. The bulls are doing really good. Even though they're not above it by a lot, when you look at this, they're still holding up above the 50-day moving average. But the only thing about that is that it's worrying me that the bulls aren't able to pull away. They need to pull away. They need to create that staircase effect and get further away from the 50-day moving average. They need to leave this behind and they need to work their way up, because this 50-day moving average has been catching up to the price. Even though it looks pretty steady right now, all it takes is the bears to appear a little bit stronger than they have been, and this can end up in bearish territory. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. Now, this resistance level from yesterday to today is the second most important resistance level, because it's the highest point in this sideways movement since this drop, right? So 84.75, I'd write that down and keep it in mind in the near term. That's very important for the next coming days and weeks. We're going to narrow in on this and look at our new resistance and our new support here, but super important to keep these numbers in mind. Now, here we are with yesterday's support, and that's the lowest point before that slightly bullish run here and leveling off, and that's 70 cents. If you want to write it down, you can. That's an important number if it breaks through the 50-day moving average, but we have other support levels to look at as well if we want to, but you're more than welcome to write that one down. The more you break down the chart, the better you're able to see what's going on and also kind of dissect who is dominating with each sector, because through each level or each support or each resistance, you can see if the bulls or bears are trying to dominate within that area. And is it going to get to the next support or the next resistance? So yeah, you're more than welcome to do that. Now, I want us to look at this, and this is a very narrow stretch. So narrow that it's not that far away from each other. It's just a few cents. But it's going to be important. So here we are with our resistance, and here we are with our support. The way the chart is looking, and I don't like to say it like that, but it looks like the bears are trying to win this in the last couple hours of the day. And the volume in these last couple of hours have been pretty immense, right? In the last hour, this last candlestick here, this was not a candlestick of just a few stocks. This was 640,000 stocks, then 30,000, and right now we're at 2K. So volume is getting a little light now. But if it continues in that 30 and 40, 50,000 and those compound, this could be on its way to breaking through support, and we're going to have to watch this closely before it gets to bearish territory. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. But remember, these are the small movements within the days due to the fact of the volatility of the market, because yesterday it was slightly below the 50-day moving average, and then it brought itself back up after hours. So we need to watch this, like I said, closely. But I want everybody to be aware that the bears in these last couple of hours are showing up, and they're trying to dominate this. This just went from 2,000 in volume to 3,000. Now keep in mind, these volume numbers does not always mean that they're all sales and that they're all buys. But when it's red, it's being dominated by sales rather than buys, right? There's more outflow than inflow. So let's look here. Our support is 76.69. If that gets broken through, we have a very small window between support and the 50-day moving average of 75.40. If this breaks through support, pay very close attention to the behavior of the stock. How quickly is it moving to newer lows? And are the bears getting closer to the 50-day moving average to cross it? Or are the bulls reappearing and bringing this back up? Now keep in mind, if this breaks through support and the 50-day moving average, we do have a support here that we can look at, which is one of the lowest points in the bearish drop, and that's 73.48 to kind of dissect in between that, and then you got the 70-cent mark as well. But before getting to any of those numbers, the first support is 76.69. Then we have the 50-day moving average, and we can look here at 73.48. And keep in mind as well that there's a tug of war between the bulls and the bears. We've been seeing it for a few days now. So even if this breaks through support in the 50-day moving average, it does not mean that the bulls have lost completely control. They can reappear and bring this back up. But the further down it goes, that's why we have these other support levels to watch, 70 cents, and then all the way down at this point to go ahead and see what's going on. But before getting there, 76.69 is our first support. Now, on the other hand, we have our resistance. This is what the bulls want to break through, and I want to emphasize need to break through, and that's 81.20. They need to turn this into a support and create that staircase effect to work their way up to newer highs and pull further away from the 50-day moving average to start pulling up to newer resistance levels, newer highs, and deeper into bullish territory. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.